Today I'm a registered dietitian, but I used to be a big-time emotional eater. And part of the problem was I didn't even realize what I was doing. I didn't make the connection. So it's really hard to change something that you don't acknowledge, right? Emotional eaters, they usually eat to distract, to avoid, or to numb out certain negative emotions. It is what they have learned to use as a coping mechanism. And the problem with this is that emotional eaters are typically overweight, and it's not only the impact that emotional eating makes on the physical body, in that it could be obese or overweight, diabetes, high cholesterol, all the things that come with being overweight or obese, but it takes such a mental toll as well. Feeling powerless over potato chips and feeling like, you know, I'm sneaking this food into my bedroom. Why am I doing this? And recognizing I'm not even that hungry, but I feel like I can't stop eating this. And so it can be a really, really difficult thing. So if this is you or someone you love, keep watching, because what I'm going to teach you in the next few moments will be really, really valuable and helping you identify, am I actually eating due to physical hunger, or am I really an emotional eater? If you're going to work on your emotional eating, the very first thing you've got to do is to recognize when you are tempted or when you want to engage in emotional eating. So what I'm going to do now is give you 5 ways that you can tell if you are getting ready to eat due to emotional reasons, or if you're eating due to physical hunger. And while that may sound like a no-brainer, for emotional eaters, sometimes it's not that easy. So the very first thing is that if you are physically hungry, that hunger is going to come on gradually. But if it's emotional hunger, it tends to come on very suddenly. And that makes sense, right? If I eat breakfast and then it has been 2.5 hours since I had breakfast, I may start to feel a little bit of hunger in the stomach. If I wait 3 hours, that hunger grows. If it's 3.5 hours, it's going to grow over time. Emotional hunger is not like that, because it's not dependent on the stomach. It is dependent on the emotion, which, how many times are you just going about your day, you get a phone call, and all of a sudden, here comes the anxiety. The next thought will be, what's in the refrigerator? So that is one sign. Emotional hunger is sudden. Physical hunger, it comes on gradually. The second thing is that physical hunger is going to be in the stomach, but emotional hunger is in the mind. So the very first thing you should do if you ask yourself, am I physically hungry, is focus in on your stomach. Usually the first sign of hunger is going to be an empty kind of feeling. People have a hard time describing it, but the best thing most people can come up with is like an empty-ish feeling in the stomach. And typically if you ignore that and you don't eat for another 30-45 minutes, then it will come into a small stomach growl. But emotional hunger doesn't have those side effects. Emotional hunger is more in the mind. So it will be accompanied by thoughts of, this food is the only thing that's going to make me happy. I'm sad, and I'm going to be sad until I go eat this. Or it'll be accompanied by things like, you know, I am frustrated, I don't want to think about this, and before you know it, on autopilot, you're making yourself a snack. So emotional hunger is in the mind, but physical hunger is going to start and remain in the stomach. The next thing is that physical hunger doesn't really result in guilt when you're done eating. Emotional hunger almost always does. Because with emotional hunger, typically at some point, either before you eat or while you're eating, that little voice in your head says, I shouldn't be doing this. I just had breakfast an hour ago. I shouldn't be doing this. I had a whole meal. Why am I back in here at 10 o'clock at night looking for a snack? But physical hunger is not the same way. If I am physically hungry, I eat and I stop, what is there to feel guilty about? The next one is going to be that physical hunger, typically if you're eating due to physical hunger, you're going to stop when you are full or satisfied. You don't overeat. My stomach was hungry, I ate, and now I'm full, and there's a knowledge that if I keep on eating, then I'm going to be uncomfortable. Why would I do that? I'm eating due to physical hunger. But emotional hunger, you can feel like a bottomless pit. that you never get enough. And that makes sense if you think about the number one reason that we do emotional eating is to distract from a feeling. So if I'm eating a pizza, as soon as I get done eating the pizza, back come the uncomfortable thoughts and emotions. So why won't I just keep on eating the pizza? Maybe I eat the pizza and then I go see what else is in the refrigerator. Okay, so that's a stark difference right there. The very last one, number 5, is that physical hunger is patient, but emotional hunger says you got to eat right now. And that makes sense too, because physical hunger, we talked about how it grows over time. So when you do have that stomach growl, your body is saying, hey, I prefer we eat right now, but if you make me wait for 30, 45 minutes, I'll be okay. Emotional hunger, sometimes you can feel like you're gonna fall apart if it's an intense emotion. It will tell you, you need to eat now, you need to stop what you're doing and go eat immediately. So these are 5 ways. If you want a download of this that makes it really clear, I've got 2 columns on this download. I just can't show it on a video like this. Shoot me out an email. I'll run my email address across the bottom and I will happily send you the download so that you can really quickly compare these 2. You could also email it to a friend if you want to share it with somebody. And it is a great tool to see the difference between emotional eating and physical hunger. So if you decide that you are physically hungry, the cure for that is to eat. And to eat what? Well, that's not the purpose of this video, but eat. If you decide, I'm not really physically hungry, I'm just wanting to eat because of this emotion is my trigger to eat, then the way that you fix that is to increase your emotional intelligence, which means you have other coping mechanisms. You don't need to turn to food to distract. You can appropriately identify that emotion. You can appropriately express that emotion and deal with that emotion in a way that is healthy and not unhealthy, like using food to cope. So if you're an emotional eater and you're sick and tired of feeling powerless over a potato chip, then consider taking my 5-day challenge. I have a link to the challenge that is in the description below. I've also got a couple of other resources. I've done some other YouTube videos and I'll put links down there, or I may put a card at the top if I can figure out how to do cards. I gotta be honest, I'm fairly new at this YouTube stuff. But I'm gonna put a card up there that will link. I've got a video how to help if you're a bored eater, you're triggered to eat due to boredom a lot. And I've also got one I just did last week that was on anxiety and overeating. So if those are 2 emotions you struggle with and your connection to food with them, check out those 2 videos. Check out my free 5-day challenge. That is for people who are ready to take that first step. You're sick and tired of being sick and tired over what you eat and feeling out of control around what you eat. Then that's gonna be for you. All right, if you have stuck around till the end, I just want to say thanks. If you've liked this video and you found it helpful, before you check out, please hit that like button. The more likes, then that just tells YouTube this is a good video, and they will suggest it to other people like you who are out there trying to get help for their emotional eating. And that's my goal, to help as many people as I can. All right, till next time, stay healthy and take care. Peace out.